Jai Hind everyone, I am Prabhat Kumar and I welcome you all to PYQ Academy. In today's video, I am going to discuss the science portion of UPSC CDS examination 2017. So let's start our discussion. In the first question, it is given that which one of the following proteins gives lustrous shiny appearance to the silk fiber. Okay. Silk fiber is made of protein, and in this question it is asking the name of that protein from which it gets a shiny appearance. Okay, so remember the answer. Answer is option B, sericin. Sericin is the protein which gives it a lustrous or shiny appearance. Okay, so let's move to next question. Blue baby syndrome is caused by contamination of. This is a very famous question asked in various examinations. So the answer is nitrate. The contamination of nitrate causes blue baby syndrome. Okay. Next question is, we have to match the cell organelles with its functions. So let's match. Mitochondria is known for ATP formation. It is known as powerhouse. Okay. Then chloroplast, known for photosynthesis because chloroplast contains a green pigment known as chlorophyll. Then ribosome, known for its protein synthesis, and then lysosome, intracellular digestion, also known as suicidal bags. So let's match the answer A4. Okay, that means our answer is between these two. Then B1. Then B1. So our answer is option C. Okay. Let's move to next question. Human insulin molecule is composed of one alpha chain having 21 amino acids and one beta chain having 30 amino acids. How many functional insulin genes occur in adult humans? Okay, so this is a question from higher NCERT. Okay, so just remember the answer. The answer is option B. Okay, although it doesn't seems to be so much important question, but just remember the answer. If the question repeats in another exam, you can mark it correctly. Okay, this is an important question. Pearl is a hard object produced within the soft tissues of a mollusk. Which one of the following is the main constituent of pearl? Okay, that means the pearl is made up of which of the following constituents. So first is calcium carbonate, second is calcium oxide, third is calcium nitrate, third and fourth is calcium sulfate. Okay, this calcium sulfate, this is gypsum. Okay, so this cannot be. Okay, our answer is calcium carbonate. Remember this answer. Okay, each and every stone, okay, which is white or shining appearance, okay, and it has some commercial value, it is in most of the cases it is calcium carbonate. Okay, so let's move to next question. A biological community in its environment, such as pond, an ocean, a forest, or even an aquarium, is known as. So this is a question of environment. Okay, but I took this in science portion. So the statement is given is a definition of ecosystem. Okay, so these are examples. A pond is an ecosystem, ocean is an ecosystem, a forest can be an ecosystem, even an aquarium can be an ecosystem, which is artificial ecosystem. So our answer is option D. Let's move to next question. An electron and a proton starting from rest are accelerated through a potential difference of 1000 volt. So which one of the following statement in this regard is correct? Okay, so let's take a electron and a proton. Okay, both of them are given equal energy of 1000 volt. Okay, then they will move with some velocity. Let's name the velocity of electron as VE and velocity of proton as Vp, and suppose name its mass Me and name its mass Mp. Okay, now since this is energy and this energy is working as a force, and we know that force is equals to mass into acceleration. Okay, so simply you can guess that if same force applied for both the masses, then the mass and then the particle having lesser mass will move with a larger velocity. Okay, so mass of proton is greater than mass of electron, so velocity of electron should be greater than velocity of proton. Okay, because if same energy is utilized, then the larger mass will resist, and so the velocity will be less. So now come to our options. The kinetic energy of both the particles will be different. No, since same energy is applied, so it will be same. Then the speed of electron will be higher than that of proton. Yes, since its mass is less, so its speed will be more. Then speed of proton will be higher than that of, no, this is wrong. And the speed of electron and proton will be equal. No, since they are having different mass, so they will have a different speed. Next question. Two wires are made having same length and area of cross section A. Wire 1 is made of copper and wire 2 is made of aluminium. It is given that electrical conductivity of copper is more than that of aluminium. In this context, which one of the following statements is correct? Okay, so there are two wires. Okay, dimensions are same, having length L, area of cross section A, okay, but the material different, it is of copper and it is of aluminium. Okay, that means resistivity will be different. So we know that copper is a good conductor, that means the resistivity of, let's take 1 and 2 will be less than 2. Okay, now we know that resistance is equals to rho L by A. So let's take it R1 L1 A1. Okay, similarly R2 equals to rho 2 L2 A2. Okay, now this quantity is same for both. Now the resistance will depend upon this rho. Since rho 2 is greater than rho 1, that means R2 will be greater than R1. That means resistance of wire 2 will be more than resistance of wire 1. So let's read the statements. The resistance of wire 1 will be higher than that of wire 2. No, the resistance of wire 2 will be higher than that of wire 1. This is correct. So we get our answer, option B. The resistance of both wires will be same. No, if the same current is flown through both the wires, the power dissipated in both the power. No, since the resistance is different, the power dissipated will also be different. So our answer is option B. A ray of light is incident on a plane mirror at an angle of 40 degrees with respect to surface normal. When it gets deflected from the mirror, it undergoes a deviation. Okay, so let's take a mirror. Okay, this is a plane surface and this is the normal. Okay, now the incident ray falls at an angle of 40 degrees with the normal. Okay, so we know that by the law of reflection that angle of incidence, okay, angle I is equals to angle of reflection. Okay, that means it will reflect with the same angle making with the normal, so it will be 40 degree. Okay, but the question is asking the angle of deviation. Okay, now suppose if there was no plane mirror, then it would have gone straight 180 degree. So now there is a deviation of this angle, so this is nothing but 180 degree minus this 40 plus 40, 80. Okay, so it is 100 degree. That means by reflection, the ray deviated by 100 degree. So our answer is option B. Okay, let's move to next question. Infrared, visible and ultraviolet radiations light have different properties. Which one of the following statements related to these radiations for light is not correct? Okay, so you must have seen that question related to this electromagnetic spectrum has been asked a number of times. So you should remember the sequence of this electromagnetic spectrum. So let's try to solve the question. So we know that while we will go this side, okay, the wavelength will increase and frequency will decrease. So in the first statement, the wavelength of infrared is more than that of ultraviolet radiation. So yes, wavelength of infrared is more than infrared. It is true. Then the wavelength of ultraviolet is smaller than visible. Yes, wavelength of ultraviolet is smaller than visible. Okay, so this is also true. Then photon energy of visible light is more than that of infrared. Here photon energy means the frequency. Okay, so frequency increases when we will go left hand side. So visible light is more than that of infrared. Yes, frequency of visible light is more than that of infrared. So this is also true. Then photon energy of ultraviolet is less than visible. No, photon energy of ultraviolet is more than that of visible. So this is the wrong answer, and the question was asking about the wrong option. So our answer is option D. Okay. Next question. After using for some time, big transformers get heated up. This is due to the fact. Okay. So we know that transformers are used for stepping up or stepping down the voltage, and in that process there is some loss of heat. Okay, actually loss of current, which produces heat. So the current produces heat in transformers. Yes, this is true, and this loss is known as hysteresis loss. So this is also true. And to maintain the temperature of the transformers so that there is not excess heat which may produce fire, so liquid is used for cooling. So liquid used for cooling gets heated? No, liquid used for cooling doesn't get heated. Okay, the transformer gets heated and liquid is used for cooling. So if the liquid will get heated, then what is the use of that, using that liquid? So this is wrong option. So our correct options are option 1 and option 2. So our answer is option C. Let's move to next question. A person is standing on a frictionless horizontal ground. Okay, let's suppose this is a frictionless horizontal ground with mu equals to 0, and a person is standing here. So now what he can do to move a certain distance on this ground? Okay, so by jumping he needs to put force, and if it is a frictionless, then he will fall and it will require more energy. Okay, so it is not possible. By running, he cannot run in this frictionless, or he can't roll. So means it is frictionless that he can't move a little bit. So if by accidentally if he sneezes, then by sneezing it is a very small force, so it can move little bit, and that was the required one. So by sneezing he can move a certain distance. So our answer is option A. Next question. In the reaction between hydrogen sulfate ion and water, HSO4 minus plus H2O becomes H3O plus and SO2 minus. The water acts as, okay, so let's take a reference of one reaction given in NCERT. When we will react HCl with water, it will become hydronium ion. Okay, so that means acid releases H plus ion and a base accepts a H plus ion. Okay, so in this question you can see here the acid is releasing H plus ion and the base is accepting H plus ion. So according to this, H2O should be a base, okay, and this should be a acid. So water acts as a base in this example. Okay. Next question. How many hydrogen atoms are contained in 1.5 gram of glucose? Okay. So for that we need to count. There are in 1 mole there are 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. Okay. So and to find 1 mole we need to find given mass by molar mass. So given mass in C6H12O6 there are 12 gram of hydrogen. Okay, so in 1.5 gram there will be 12 into 1.5, that means 18 gram. So this is the given mass. Okay, so given mass first. Now number of moles equals to given mass is 18 by molar mass. Now let's calculate the molar mass of C6H12O6. So C6 means 12 into 6, 72. Then H12, this will be 12, and 16, 6 are 96. Okay, so it will 10, 18, 180. So molar mass is 180. So total number of moles here is 0.2. Okay, now let's move to this calculation that 1 mole contains 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. So 0.1 mole will contain 0.1 into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. Okay, so it will become 6.022 into 10 to the power, this will eliminate 1 power. So our answer is 6.022 into 10 to the power 22. So answer is option D. Okay, let's move to next question. The paste of a white material in water used to maintain a fracture bone fixed in place. The white material is called. A very easy question given directly in NCERT of class 10. I think chapter 2. So here you can see Paris, the substance that is plaster of Paris, the substance which doctors use as plaster for supporting fractured bones in the right position. Plaster of Paris is a white powder. On mixing it with water, it changes to gypsum, once again giving hard solid mass. Okay, so this white material is nothing but plaster of Paris. Repeated questions in various exams, and you should remember this formula also, because there various time they are asking this formula of plaster of Paris and gypsum. So people get confused between the number of water molecule. So remember, in plaster of Paris there are half water molecule, and in gypsum there are 2 molecules of water. Okay, which one of the following types of glasses is used for making optical instrument? Okay, just remember answer is flint glass. Okay, this is a factual question but important one because it has been asked in number of examinations. Okay, and also go and Google it, what are the use of these glasses, means what are the applications of these glasses. Okay, most ozone gas, around about 90% is located in atmospheric layer of stratosphere. Although this can be a question of geography, but you can remember it. The answer is stratosphere. Okay, what are the main constituents of biogas? The main constituent of one thing, methane is there. Okay, but with methane, carbon dioxide is the main constituent. So answer is option B. Now emulsion consists of. Okay, remember this table, because from this table various questions can be asked. This time they asked about emulsion. In next exam they can ask about aerosol, okay, or foam or gel. Okay, so in emulsion it is liquid in liquid. So there are two liquids. Answer is option C. So this is given in chapter 2 of class 9. Okay. Which one of the following radioactive substance enter the human body through food chain and cause many physiological disorders? Okay, so all these elements are radioactive and all these elements can cause physiological damage. Generally they enter from contamination of water or food. So answer is all of the above. Okay. Next question. Joule-Thomson process is extremely useful and economical for attaining low temperature. The process can be categorized as, this is given in higher density. Okay, so just remember the answer. Answer is option B, isoenthalpic process. Okay. Ultrasonic waves are produced by, a very important factual but important one. Answer is piezoelectric material. Okay. A person throws an object on a horizontal frictionless plane. It is noticed that there are two forces acting on this object. One is gravitational pull, another is normal reaction of the surface. According to the third law of motion, the net resultant force is zero. Which one of the following can be said for the motion? Okay. So just suppose you don't know about what these statements are telling. Just take the first statement. Okay, a person throws an object on a horizontal frictionless plane and apply your logic. Okay, so let's take this plane as a frictionless, that means mu is 0, and when you will throw any object it will slide and go like this. Okay, so now let's come to options. The object will move with acceleration. Okay, so when you will throw now, it is not going to change velocity in various instants. That means velocity is going to be constant. So that means acceleration will be 0. Okay, so this is wrong. The object will move with t acceleration. No case of t acceleration. The object will move with constant speed but varying direction. No, it is not having any resistance or any hindrance to change direction. So as mu is 0, so there will be no case of varying direction. Okay, object will move with constant velocity. This is true. So our answer is option D, although it seems tough, but by applying logic you can solve this question. Next question, a very lengthy one but a easy one. You just need to know the concept of nuclear fission or fusion. Okay, so let's read the statements. The chain reaction process is used in nuclear bombs to release a vast amount of energy. But in nuclear reactors there is no chain reaction. No. In both nuclear reactors as well as bombs, chain reaction follows. Okay, so by eliminating option 1 we can eliminate these two options. Now in a nuclear reactor the reaction is controlled, while in nuclear bomb a reaction is not controlled. This is definitely true. That's why in nuclear reactors the reaction is controlled and the desired energy is utilized, but in case of nuclear bomb it has uncontrolled reaction and it continues for a very long period of time. Then you can in a nuclear reactor all operating reactors are critical, while there is no question of criticality in case of nuclear bomb. Suppose you don't know what is criticality. Okay, let's read the next statement. Nuclear reactors do not use moderators while nuclear bombs. No, this is totally wrong, because moderator is there to control the reaction, and we control the reaction in nuclear reactors, not in nuclear bombs. So this is wrong. So if we eliminate this, we definitely get our answer. Okay, so here in the chapter source of energy of class 10, there is a paragraph given about nuclear energy. So you can see here the fundamental physics of fission chain reaction in a nuclear weapon is similar to physics of controlled nuclear reactor. Okay, but two types of devices are engineered quite differently. That means in reactor the reaction is controlled, while in nuclear weapon reaction is uncontrolled. So we get our answer option B. Next question, the foul smell of urea of a healthy man having healthy food when spilled on floor is mainly due to bacterial decomposition of. So we are very much sure that urine must contain urea. Okay, there is no doubt. Okay, so let's eliminate these two options which doesn't have urea. Okay, now if you have little bit idea, then urea has a formula of CO NH2CO. Okay, so there is no involvement of sulfur S, there is involvement of NH, that is ammonia. So our answer is option D. Okay, so next question, desalination of seawater is done by using reverse osmosis, the pressure applied to the solution. Okay, let's take example. Let's know the concept of osmosis and reverse osmosis. What happens in osmosis? This is a suppose solution and these are solute particles. Okay, here density is greater than this one. Okay, so what will happen in osmosis? In case of osmosis, the water from this side will come to this side to maintain the density. Okay, so and this the pressure due to which the water is moving is known as osmotic pressure. Okay, osmotic pressure. So and this is known as osmosis process. Now if you have to reverse this process, you have to apply a pressure which is greater than osmotic pressure. Okay, then only what will happen, the rather than the movement of water, the solutes will move this side and water will move this side, and in this process it will separate water and solutes and the water is pure. So in purification of water or desalination of water, reverse osmosis is produced. So to change the process of osmosis, you need to apply a pressure which is greater than the osmotic pressure. Okay, so the pressure applied to the solution is larger than osmotic pressure. This is true. Okay, smaller than osmotic pressure? No. Equal to osmotic pressure? No. Equal to atmospheric? No use of atmospheric pressure. So our answer is option A. Next question, which one of the following polymers does not contain glucose unit? Okay, suppose you don't know, but let's try to eliminate. Glucose unit, that means it is talking about anything which is having some relation with living body. Okay, out of all these things, glycose and starch cellulose can have a relation, but rubber can be a artificial rubber. Okay, it can be artificial also. So our answer is option D, which does not contain glucose. Rubber, in general, rubber do not contain glucose. Okay, so answer is option D. So just reading the question, don't skip that. You can also solve by using different logics. Okay, next is tincture of iodine is an antiseptic for fresh wounds. It is a dilute solution of elemental iodine which does not contain. Okay, so this is question of higher NCERT. The question is the mention of tincture of iodine is there in class 12 chemistry chapter named chemistry in everyday life. Okay, so where it is written that iodine is a powerful antiseptic, it's 2-3% solution in alcohol water mixture. Okay, that means you are going to mix alcohol, water and then iodine. This will become tincture of iodine. So now we have to know, we have to guess which is not present in tincture of iodine. So water is there, alcohol is there, and potassium iodide. So iodine should be there. So acetone is the material which should not be there in tincture of iodine. So our answer is option B. Okay, so today we are done with the 2017 CDS 2 2017 of the science portion. Okay, so in this paper you must have seen that most of the questions are not having any direct reference from the NCERT of class 9 and 10, but I can see that not all of them are tough. Out of 30 you can score 20 to 25 questions. Okay, but the questions are factual one, that means you have to remember as a static GK portion. Okay, most of the questions are like GK questions, so please remember each and every answer. Okay, although you don't get logic, but please remember the answer. These questions has been asked a number of times in different examinations, and it is a very good chance that these questions can be repeated in next examination. Okay, so please remember all the answers, and if you like the content, then please share it to all your friends who are preparing for exams like CDS or CAPF or NDA. Okay, because in syllabus of all the exams are same, so you can benefit by watching of videos of PYQ of any of the examination. Okay, and if you want me to post any other content related to PYQs, you can comment directly, or for any kind of doubt related to examination or any question you can comment, or you can directly contact me on different social media platforms like Telegram, WhatsApp, or Instagram. The link of my different social media handles has been given in the description box, so from there you can get it. And so please watch my videos. I'm sure that it is going to help you a lot in clearing your CDS examination. Okay, so thank you so much for watching PYQ Academy.